So we're gonna head into the RR&DD lab security access. Yes. Picked up the key earlier. So, yeah, in here hopefully you'll find some answers. Although I doubt we're gonna find enough answers. Just some answers. Probably gonna hear about these, happy little passengers that are on people's necks. Probably gonna hear a lot about that. I just sort of had a thought about it too. That Adrenatime stuff from the other DLC basically was supposed to do something a bit similar to what these, passenger parasites were doing. Where they make people super happy and able to work way more than they really, really should. So it's just interesting that this is basically somewhat similar to Adrenatime, and it still makes people explode and act violently. But it hasn't spread across the galaxy as far as we can tell, like it has with the Marauders and all that stuff. Have they just been pretty good at keeping it here? Or, no, they barely even seem to know that it exists. And it's also entirely possible that unless the person is around, like, something that the, parasite can use, like, maybe it needs ground or dirt, or I don't know. Unless if that person is around something, maybe they just don't propagate very well. Like, this might be a bit gross, but if you get a leech on you, and you walk away from the water source that you were in, and you just, you end up on dry land somewhere and the leech falls off of you, it's just gonna die. It's not gonna do anything else, because it's a leech. That's all it can do. It's in the water, and if it's not in the water, it, dies. So, I have a wonder if it might be something similar with this, which would explain why it hasn't just spread everywhere.
I can hear you out there. If you still possess the majority of your mental capacities, please locate the test room through the lobby and to the left. You'll see me through the glass.
Oh, so someone's here. And someone seems to be aware of these parasites. At least, partly anyway. The game does not like this area. It keeps freezing up on me. Okay, do you want me to give you a few minutes to calm down, game? Okay, what do you have? Well, I can hack it. Lab tour. So she was here for a lab tour. To department, subject cleanup, request. I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to get your name yet and update the terminal. When you have a moment, could you bring a map to the lobby? Dr. Blossom seems to have had a rather rough night and spilled some coffee on the floor. Thank you. What in the Architect's Blue Blazes is going on? What in blessed corporate law is all that commotion down there? I don't believe the rocket fuel combination distillery mixture was scheduled for another week. Could someone please inform me as to what the racket is all about? You better have a damn good reason for interrupting my meeting with the admin. I expect a full explanation and apology within the next 15 minutes. People are going to start losing jobs. Okay. Okay, well, she's there. Hi.
How in the aether did you get in here? You're not a Rizzo's authorized. Oh, void it all. What does it even matter now?
You don't have a thing on your
What
neck.
do you
That's
want?
good.
Speak up and quickly if you will.
I'm investigating Halcyon Helen's murder. Was she here recently?
You do know that Halcyon Helen is a fictional character portrayed by the late actress, Ruth Bellamy, yes? One can't be too sure with so many simpletons around in the day-to-day. Regardless, I am not at liberty to divulge such information with non-employees or personnel lacking security clearance level Spectrum Orange. Of course, if you were to say, contract your services to me, I suppose I could grant you clearance enough to answer your murder-related questions, Ms. Inspector.
Oh, she wants us to do something for her.
I've found myself in a bit of a pickle. Some of my lab techs have turned rather aggressive following a recent experiment.
Oh, the parasites.
Hence why I've barricaded myself in the lab.
Isn't there anything you can do to help?
Yes. I suppose I should make myself useful. Let me think. I know. I can remotely unlock the supply closets in the lower levels of the lab. Perhaps you'll find some useful apparatus or two in them.
Okay. What goes on in these labs that would turn your researchers against you?
Oh no. They're quite unaware of their actions, I'm afraid. We're a research and development branch of Rizzo's, focused primarily on the Spectrum vodka line. But the specific research that goes on in this facility is utterly confidential.
Are you using
You
parasite
understand?
poop to make the drinks? I'll find out when I hunt through the labs. You might as well tell me up front.
So you've no qualms about snooping through my precious...
None at all. I've done it many
But
times.
will you understand the data once you've acquired it?
I don't know.
Essentially, we research new innovations for an array of Rizzo's products. My present troubles stem from one we've just developed. The product's potential for profit is nearly limitless. But I'm afraid explaining the science behind it would far exceed your capability for understanding.
Ellie, any thoughts?
If it's causing sudden aggressive behavior in lab technicians, there must be a fast-acting neurological agent of some kind.
I've underestimated you. Yes, it seems to be an adverse effect of several organisms attaching to a subject. Quite unnerving.
Several organisms, so several parasites, not just one. Didn't see any hostiles on the way here from the entry door. You can make a run for
And
it.
lose my life's work? Want me to just burn my lab and my entire future to the ground over one experiment that's gotten rather out of hand? No, I think not. We merely need to clean up the mess, so to speak. Reset the lab back to functional parameters.
What? Oh,
Clean up the mess? These are people's lives you're speaking
oh,
of.
that's what it was.
Staff can be replaced, you know. Research data? Now that's invaluable.
Oh, okay, so we don't like her. We don't like her. I can take care of your problem, but I need you to answer some questions afterward.
Excellent. You have my gratitude, and soon you'll have my knowledge of Miss Bellamy's recent visit as well. Now, if you'd rather not kill my lab techs during this cleanup, I believe you can dispense a sedative gas from a terminal in the utility room.
Though it may be the more difficult route, I believe we should make every effort to save the lab techs. They are victims here.
I do
The
agree.
door to the lower labs is sealed for our safety, so you'll need to take the elevator down. I'll unseal the access hallway for you now. Do take care.
Okay. You know, after going through your companion quest, you're kinda nice now. I'm kinda cool with you. I wasn't really cool with you before, but you know, now you seem like a nice person. Right, so we're heading to the utility whatevers. Which is... something works and that became suddenly violent and asks you to kill or otherwise pacify them. Direct a terminal in the utility room that you could disperse a sedative gas and knock them out if you're inclined to spare their lives. I am inclined to spare their lives. I would like to know where that is, but I guess that would be this. I assume. Otherwise, we just murder everyone, which would kind of suck. Okay. Before Rizzo's was the confectionery juggernaut you know and love today. It was above average chemical waste management corporation. Oh, chemical waste. Yummy. On one otherwise unremarkable day, an employee on the slurry stirring shift learns a little too far over the chemical vat, dropping a single purple berry that had been hidden in his jacket pocket. Instead of being immediately fired for his hazardous incompetence, the employee was given an ultimatum by his supervisor: retrieve the fallen fruit and stay employed. The employee jumped into the vat, swam for the purple berry, and accidentally swallowed it. The rest is history. After he was pulled from the toxic waters, the stirrer stated that the chemical-coated purple hadn't been half bad before falling into a toxic coma, giving his supervisor the idea to sterilize and adjust the chemical mixture for human consumption. Soon the sour sweet... Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
It's not worth it, buddy.
What? I don't know what she was talking to. Memo, mind the gas canisters. This is your friendly custodial staff offering a preemptive apology. If the elevator hall is crowded with gas canisters, there are a few of them around, only one of me, so I'm moving them in loads down to the utility room. Do be cautious. They're filled with sedative potent enough to put a hungry mama wrapped it in out cold. Thank you for understanding. Dear esteemed colleagues, my team and I are all heading to the Grand Colonial's bar this evening for some drinking and fellowship. All real scientists are welcome to join us. You know, the ones that produce quantifiable data and theorems and don't spend their time jabbering over how the sliding on that bottle will increase customer sentiment. Cheers from someone who understands that market researchers aren't real scientists. Team, as we continue our new round of research and product development, I am increasing the required safety gear for lab workers involved. As some of you know, a few recent accidents involving subjects have left workers maimed, scarred, and one worker had their left hand permanently discolored to a shade of lime green. Rizzo's Research and Development District Labs is expected to continuously produce revolutionary advances in the food and beverage industry. These measures will help us further in pursuit of the mission. Okay. I don't know where my friends went. Right. So, we need to head right over here. Why is that locked? Okay. Okay. Let's do this instead. You guys are not going to be very good at sneaking because you're both wearing very bright armor. I wish I could ask them to stay. I don't think I can. Like, I could do this by myself, I think.
Does being on the case give us temporary immunity? Think they'll let us confiscate a few stray bits? Something on your mind?
What? There you are.
I welcome our opportunity to discover who killed Miss Bellamy, but I fear the common serial theme of inspectors meting out justice is as flimsy as their unconvincing storylines. As always, I am at your disposal. Something vexing you, Captain?
I can ask him to go back to the ship, but I don't really want to do that. Okay. Now there's two of them. I need to get past them and to the right. I need to basically go out here and then around this way. I could also have the very slim hope that... Oh, I see. I can sort of, kind of sneak around this way if I try hard enough. Okay. Okay.
They've reproduced all the comforts of home. Only difference being the Byzantium elites aren't the only parasites here.
Almost there.
Imagine making that much of the stuff and it still tastes bad.
Okay. No hesitation. Let's go. Whew. We're good. We done it. Okay. Welcome, insert name. We're happy to have you as the mechanic custodian. Insert location is your responsibility. Ensure your location of employment is tidy and works like a charm. Your duties include, but not limited to, cleaning of all surfaces, regular maintenance of all machinery, restocking employee break areas, maintenance of all electronic systems, keeping inventory of the location's operational item reserves, voluntary assistance for lab research as needed. Oh, so basically you are a lab subject whenever they feel like it. Maintaining thorough documentation of your possible successor. Oh, for your successor. Oh, so you're just not meant to last very long. You know, sounds like a lot, but don't worry, your predecessor has kept thorough documentation for your needs that you can find on the terminal. Huh. How to be a janitor. Training file corrupted. Please guess how to do your job to the best of your ability. First day, I've gotten 17 requests from lab workers that I have to respond to, and also managed to find time to sweep, mop, and buff out this whole place. I was hoping that the employee how-to document would help with some of these machines that I've never seen before in my life, but guess what? The asshole left it completely blank. Got a request from Dr. Blossom to hook up all the gas lines to some canisters that are mixed with heavy sedative for dispersal in the lower labs. Luckily, I've got enough experience cleaning all that muck that builds up in the vents to get it all done in a couple of days. Still, I wonder what they're needing this for. I think they took the last of the Raptidons out of the lab last week. I guess the pheromone flavoring results weren't as promising as they hoped. Jackpot, since I read that stupid orientation document, I've been hoping they'd ask me to volunteer for something, and here it is! I get to be the taste tester for the newest Spectrum flavor. I'm heading to the lab right after I fixed the clog in the shower. So exciting! And then you died. Okay. So that means there's no enemies? I'm not seeing any on my radar. Ooh. Fears whoever works here uses adhesive notes to stay organized. A couple of the more intelligible ones: confiscate badges, reprint badges, change maintenance locks, order new locks, reevaluate lockdown procedure, update docking authority with new lockdown procedure. Intake bet, bottles, cigs, weapons. Huh. Well, I guess that's fine. I wonder why the sedative didn't really affect us. I mean, it kinda should've. We weren't that far away from it. I mean, that door was locked, but the other doors, and obviously there's this big hole in the wall here, so that doesn't really, you know, help anything. But let's actually investigate this place, because we didn't actually investigate beforehand. We just sort of went through it. If I may say so, your marketing people are scary. Me and other engineers are going to want 100 bits extra each to keep quiet about this. Anyway, the beds are hooked up with the equipment you requested. Should work fine sensing when those poor product bastards are in REM sleep. Once they are, the Spectrum Brown Silicon plays on repeat at 1/4 decibel, without recording of people being torn apart by canids on a loop in the background. Extreme morbid curiosity bids that I ask how exactly you procured a recording is so realistic of nature. Self-preservation, however, outpaces that. Just pay me so I can destroy my memories of this interaction with ample application of Spectrum. Nobody of consequence. Huh. That's a bit scary. Anything on that table? Thought there was. Nope. I don't know what that stuff is. There's Raptidon stuff in here, but I don't think that's what they were working with. It also said that they were working with Raptidons for a little while at least. Where exactly am I? Okay, I'm here, so I've just looked through that room. This was the other room I sort of like went through real quickly to figure stuff out. Okay, view lab notes. Slug lab. Oh, so, okay, working with slugs. I can say words. Our discovery. Finally finished our first set of experiments with those parasites we harvested from the infected would-be attraction animals. Oh, so these were parasites on some sort of attraction? And the results have been, what the hell am I doing? Why am I taking this tone? Who's gonna see this aside from members of the research team? I really need to mention how beyond completely phenomenal today's find has been. Not only have we discovered why Harold, the system's saddest teacup canid, had his remarkable turnaround. Frankly, I'm amazed no one realized something was awry earlier. His kid was only about as large as he was. By the way, Myers, there goes your daily adreno injections theory, you buffoon. But you've also found something that will find me to a vice presidential position in no time. Remind me to devote a bench commemorating the Rizzo semi-industrial exploration team for giving their lives to bring back the Iridianium gigaseus from the Holy Caves. I'll also be certain to devote an even larger bench to myself for finding the birth site of the parasites and ordering experiments to start. I've already been in talks with management about ideas for products that could utilize the parasites' joy-intensifying hormones. It's amazing that Slug hasn't looked deeper into this. We may have had to seed them from land, but seemingly they haven't disturbed our research site. Now, the oversight in Rizzo's immense benefit. Great job, me. Oh, that's Blossom. Ah, I see. I see. Oh, wait, hold on. Today's incident. I'm sure some of you are still shaken by the events earlier today, but the course of science never did run smoothly. The benefits of our research are easily worth the potential risks associated. Garcia would most certainly agree if she were still alive. I've talked to Administrator Ludovico about setting up some additional security measures in case of another test subject breach. In the meantime, for the love of the architect, do not infect an individual test subject with more than one parasite. The frenetic joy will have to be enough, at least for now. I'm still looking into promotional means, but I think we'll find something soon. Something Rizzo's product engineers have discussed mass-producing the parasites and placing them in some kind of beverage to evenly distribute the joy-inducing hormones. Things seem to be very promising. Oh, I see. That's what they're doing. Okay. I look forward to the day which I can leave this backwater facility behind. You call this backwater? What the hell are you talking about? Gas and test subject. Blossom demanded we help engineering team produce a gas that would target the neural links of individuals affected by Iridianium gagaceus. Oh, that's what we used. That's why it didn't affect us. No, we did, and it was simple enough. Just isolate a particular cell type only found in the parasites and produce an enzyme that should shock them temporarily into stasis. But you better believe the second it came to tell me the administrator about it, she was the one who had developed the gas, and she was the one who had primarily working with engineering to get everything together. She takes credit for the initial finding, and even after Dr. Garcia's death, which was basically all Dr. Blossom's fault. She still somehow manages to find a way to spin things in her favor. Some of the other researchers were talking about altering the gas not to target test subjects, but rather to target her, and for it not to render its target unconscious but dead. I wouldn't write this down, but I know Dr. Blossom doesn't read log entries that she didn't write. Interesting. Cadaver removal. At your earliest convenience, the Slug Lab requires your sanitation services for cadaver removal. There are 2 bodies at present in RRDD labs. 1 scientist and 1 test subject. Send a team to remove the personal corpse to the incinerator. After this, please send a hazard team to dispose of the test subject. For highly classified reasons, the corpse can emit certain chemical compounds that are extremely dangerous if mishandled. Please don't skip on the protective gear. We'd hate to have a hire separate utility team to pick up the bodies of yours. Right. Already read that other one. So these are those slugs. The parasites. Different from the slug, which is the, like, security team thing. I see. Dissecting them and whatnot. Right. I didn't look down here before. Okay. That one says workers. That one was probably dead even before I got here. Money. And a hats. Sulfur-soaked top hat. This top hat once belonged to Captain Pheeson of Byzantium, last seen on Terra Monarchs, heading too close to the edge of a sulfur pit. This pungent accessory could serve as a reminder of the many terrible dangers fallen on Monarch, and a further example as to why no self-respecting Halcyonite should ever visit. I've already been there. It is stinky, but it's fine. Okay. Ooh, here's something. I really wasn't focused on, like, picking stuff up when I was trying to sneak through here. Stinky. You can tell because there's flies. And now we're in the bathrooms. It's always weird to me that there's basically no privacy in these. And it's, of course, leaking continuously from that place up there. Although I guess it's the shower, so maybe they just didn't care it was leaking in that particular location. That does seem like a thing they would do.